okayfm 101.7.
Alright, Larry Dogbey, editor, Emma Herald newspaper. And Larry, Mimwaji.
Hello, Kwame. We knew it too.
Good morning, though.
Good morning, Minion. Baby, I will go.
Bokon elsewhere.
Yeah, Krum Kakra.
Now, following a year, Anas Arimia Anas defamation case, you're
not the only summer, you.
Oh, Tali, I did.
None coming near you. Where you mean?
Kakra, Kaibeshi, and Yabonkomo. Yeah. Following Anas Arimia Anas defamation case here, or Debbie Barry, a year honorable Kennedy Agyapong Agyapong 5 years on, no media seminar, judge, you know. Any pronouncement aba na me hu bibia wa tro the Democrat on front page. Anas misfortune throws special prosecutor into conflict of interest situation, can't be impartial in Adubuahin's investigation. Now I know Anas misfortune.
Oh, okay. I mean, this is just a headline sometimes, but I think that I mean, with a certain expectation, maybe that I mean, Kennedy Agyapong, I defame that's he's called his reputation into question, and he went to court and then we read, and so read, I mean, it didn't go well, and so I mean, one could describe it as he wasn't fortunate, and so that is just it. I mean, if you're not fortunate, I mean, you are unfortunate, and we called it FNC.
Oh, okay. Now, what do you make of the judgment? Now, said the judge, do baby cry, and also describing, say, Anas, to which were you blackmailer, extortionist, or engaging in journalism of terrorism?
I think the last time I checked, that my sister Anas Afali way appeal, and so we would want to be very careful. Talking about, I mean, going back and talking about the judgment again, what you here, because then we might just be running into a contempt of court, particularly at the Court of Appeal level. No, we could just be going into it. But I mean, for me as a journalist, pastors, what you here, and who are sorry, you just have to say something about that borders on somebody's vices. Ebia nipakrono ye kowinseni anaze nipakrono ye friends on ye udini anaze nipakrono friends or ye drama boni, and then I mean the person wouldn't like it or what, so somebody could get angry, somebody might not be happy with you, the person could just even leave the church altogether. But by and large, it shows that our work is subject for interpretation. And I say it's subject to interpretation. It's subject to review, even by our peers and all that and so on. So, for me, what is happening, I think it's good for journalism. It's also good to shape our ways, whether we are working according to what has been laid down by our forebears. Say, journalism, taught and I say, and then how do we do it? It's just similar way, Justice Ben's way, judgment will also be put on appeal. So, and call my way, Anaza, he might want to go to the Supreme Court and so on and so forth. So, at every point, there's a review, that comes up. So, I think without commenting on the judgment, I feel it's good. I'm sure Anas will take a cue from what is happening, and we as journalists also on their side, we could also observe whether or not what is happening whether Anas did the right thing or he didn't do the right thing, or whether there's something to learn from what the judge has put out, for us to read and dissect and so on. I think that the expectation on us is quite huge.
Okay. Now, Mamimra, you link that thing no, to Dubois' investigation. Said special prosecutor can be impartial. Now, no. How was it?
Okay, I say. After the judgment, we decided to go behind the scenes and and observe a lot of the things that had happened prior to this case going to court. Now we observed that by 2018, no more baby. After Anas release the number 12, I think Agyapong went to town with Anas. I mean, and made a lot of comments here and there and all that. I think because in the Anas video, Kissi Adjabeng ebonidin side Dogbey hotel meeting hono. Kissi Adjabeng bonidin I mean, when the sheikh, the Arab sheikhs now. Sorry, I'm laughing. Say Arab sheikhs no back Roma. There are some people to invest. There are some people they need to talk to, and it includes Agyapong. So I think Agyapong wasn't too happy about that thing, and so he went to. I mean, after the video he started talking. Now, Edu baby, then he went and attacking with Anas Anas. Now, when Anas decided to take the matter to court, it was Kissi Adjabeng. And then special prosecutor on a filing case on behalf of Anas. Kissi, I mean, everybody knows that Kissi is Anas's friend. Everybody knows that Kissi is also Anas's lawyer. Everybody knows that Kissi runs a law firm with Anas, Cromwell Gray, PPL or LPP or something to that effect. Accra, almost cantonment on them, baby. And so Kissi and Anas's links, it has never been in doubt. Now, the critical thing that we have to look out for it's the issue about fighting corruption. Now, Anas trying to straighten up a lot of things that have gone wrong in the system. Now, if you had the same Anas doing another documentary, and it had to do with Charles Dubois, who was Minister of State at the Finance Ministry, and that documentary eventually led to Charles's dismissal. Now you have Charles appearing before Kissi Adjabeng, who is now special prosecutor, and with Anas's work on the table to make a judgment on. I mean, it administratively it poses a lot of way. Edinoma bebre eba. What you say? Say what down for, and yes, what you are down for. Now, so why any lawyer, as in Canadian Japan case, who now file, and then the same guy, he is your partner. Private law firm. You guys have a profit-making arrangement. Now the same.
But argument is Kissi Adjabeng now with his position as special prosecutor, no, when you directly involved in the activities at a cost one law firm, and what you can say?
No, you see, you can make that argument. But I have known that there are certain instances. I recall there was a particular instance of Mr. Chachuchikata, who had engaged a certain lawyer. I mean, at the time he was in private practice. I think Seth Ban or so, Justice Seth Ban. He became a Supreme Court judge. Then later on, he became a Supreme Court judge.
Ban or is it Dr. Ban?
No. Seth Ban. Okay. I think Seth Chum. It should be Seth Chum.
Okay, yeah.
And then then he became the Supreme Court judge. And then an aspect of this particular Mr. Chishikate's case had to be put before Supreme Court. And guess who was among the panel? This particular judge who had been a lawyer, before then. And Mr. Chikata had appeared before him towards handling his case and all that. So Mr. Chikata raised an objection to him sitting on the case, and he had to recuse himself. Now, any strong lawyer could just go and say, you know something, Anas is a friend to Kissi Adjabeng. Anas had been a lawyer. Kissi Adjabeng had been a lawyer to Anas. Kissi Adjabeng runs a private law firm, or had run a private law firm with Anas, and so that this work, Kissi Adjabeng can't be your friend saying can be impartial in this particular matter. All that you need to do is to raise that objection, such that whatever work or whatever outcome that Kissi Adjabeng will come out with, even if it goes for or against Anas, nobody will believe it. You get what I'm saying? So you would want to avoid a lot of these things. How this whole thing will be done, I don't know how Kissi will want to plan this. I don't know how the lawyers of the other guy, the lawyers of Hidubuahi will want to plan it. I don't know how Anas will also want to appear before this, but I understand that the investigation. No, it's still at the special prosecutor. So, I really don't know how this whole thing is going to pan out. At least for for an institution like that is supposed to live above reproach, one will want to watch keenly and see how Kissi is going to play this, how Anas is going to play this, and how the other guys who are supposed to take part in some of these investigations are going to play it out. So that judgment, really has a lot as far as the work of the special prosecutor is concerned. He can't just say, listen, I'm going ahead of whether they like it or not. If he has to step down, also there's a certain explanation that he has to give and all that and so forth. So it will be interesting.
Okay.
Mind you, who share way Kissi Adjabeng way ni veteran. I think that his way association with Anas, came up strongly during that vetting, and I can't immediately recall what he said, but what it means is that people have been concerned about, Anas's work. The fact that if eventually it comes before Kissi as special prosecutor, what would he do and what he wouldn't do, and so on and so forth. It's going to be interesting.
Very interesting in the coming days. Okay.
Yeah.
And you better ask pa bibi any be sa ba onche.
Pacho mate, me da se.
Best way ask pa opani ani di nkomo your friend Larry Dogbey, where your editor ma Herald, and ye no edi nkomo no. Na me fa we mfa
okayfm 101.7